You are sitting near a freezing cave entrance 50,000 years ago, deciding whether to warn the others that the lead hunter is secretly hoarding rations. One wrong whisper could get you exiled into the frozen darkness to die completely alone. Why do you risk your entire existence just to spill a dirty little secret? What if the burning impulse to share a rumor is the only reason your bloodline survived the Ice Age at all? You probably view gossip as a petty modern flaw. It is a toxic habit of the workplace. Society tells you to mind your own business and ignore the whispers. But the real answer is far stranger. Rumors are actually a highly sophisticated form of social radar. How else would a physically vulnerable tribe protect itself from dangerous, manipulative individuals? Gossip was the original early warning system for human survival. Imagine a tribal chief secretly stealing grain from the communal winter supply. A direct confrontation would be immediately fatal. You lack the physical power to challenge his authority in the daylight. But a quiet whisper to the right gatherers creates an invisible web of resistance that slowly strips his power. Suddenly, the physically weak have a devastating, untraceable weapon. When did humanity first realize that unseen words could overthrow ruthless kings? In 1992, a rogue anthropologist discovered a biological limit hardwired into your skull. British evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar mapped a direct correlation between primate brain size and the maximum size of their social groups. Your neocortex can only track about 150 stable relationships, which was perfectly fine for 99.9% of human history. Keeping track of who is an ally, who is a mate-stealing rival, and who is a lazy freeloader was a mathematical nightmare. Physical grooming took far too much daylight. You needed a faster, more efficient way to bond. How do you unite a massive, wandering tribe without ever physically touching them? You invent spoken language. Language did not evolve primarily to coordinate hunting strategies or describe tools. It evolved strictly to share complex social information. It was vocal grooming. Sharing a secret with a peer triggers a massive release of oxytocin in your brain. This potent chemical reward binds you together in an exclusive, impenetrable alliance. It tells your nervous system that you are safe because you are part of a trusted coalition. Are you starting to see why keeping a secret feels physically uncomfortable? When you hold back a juicy piece of information, your body enters a state of acute physiological stress. Cortisol begins to flood your bloodstream. Your resting heart rate actually spikes. This happens because your body doesn't know the difference between hiding a piece of trivial office gossip and hiding the location of a hostile predator. The internal pressure builds relentlessly until you finally break down and speak. Releasing the rumor triggers a massive dopamine rush that feels instantly rewarding. Why does evolution aggressively reward you for talking behind someone's back? Because information is currency. Sharing it exponentially increases your social capital. The person who knows the most about the hidden, shifting dynamics of the group becomes entirely indispensable to the tribe. They become the true leader, pulling the strings safely from the shadows. You are trading dangerous secrets to secure your own survival within a rigid, invisible hierarchy. Your brain considers this exchange of data to be a matter of absolute life and death. But what happens when this ancient survival mechanism violently collides with the modern internet? The system breaks down entirely. You no longer live in an isolated tribe of 150 people. You are exposed to the simulated gossip of millions of digital strangers every single day. You might think you are just casually browsing, but evolution had a different plan. Clickbait articles and viral outrage trigger the exact same prehistoric survival alarms. Your brain genuinely thinks you need to know about a distant celebrity scandal to survive the coming winter. Does this constant state of false, unyielding alarm explain your chronic underlying anxiety? Every time you doom scroll, you are trying to map a tribe that does not actually exist. Your nervous system is desperately scanning the digital horizon for the chief stealing grain or the rival poisoning the water. But here's the twist. The very mechanism that saved your ancient ancestors from starvation is now drowning you in endless, paralyzing noise. The primitive radar is spinning wildly out of control, unable to lock on to a real target. How can you navigate a modern world where every digital whisper feels like an immediate physical threat? You must learn to actively filter the synthetic signals. You have to consciously remind your exhausted nervous system that the digital shadows are not real predators. The glowing screen is not the campfire. The anonymous strangers are not your tribe. The frantic urge to speak and share is just an ancient ghost rattling inside your skull. You can simply observe the impulse, take a deep breath, and let the feeling pass without saying a word. The winter is finally over. The predators have retreated into the darkness forever. You are just sitting around a freezing cave entrance 50,000 years ago, deciding whether to warn the others that the lead hunter is secretly hoarding rations. Except now the cave is your living room and the hunter is just a stranger on your phone.